Hey there guys and gals, I'm Colin from fruitsofspirit.com, and today I'm going to tell you guys a story. Today we're going to talk about the story of the lost sheep. One day, some men called the Pharisees got upset that Jesus spent time with people that they thought were bad. Jesus knew their thoughts, and because of that, Jesus told this story. He said, "Imagine that a shepherd had 100 sheep, and he lost one of them. Wouldn't he leave the 99 and go looking for that one missing sheep until he found it? Once he found it, wouldn't he carry it home full of joy and then call his friends and family together and tell them, 'Come and celebrate, for I have found my lost sheep'?" Then Jesus ended the story by saying this: "There will be more rejoicing in heaven over one bad person who turns from their ways than over 99 good people who do not need to turn from their ways." Now, we're going to talk about what this means, but before I do, I want you to know that you're awesome. We're super glad that you're here with us. If you'd like to see more of us, then take a second and think about subscribing to our channel. Also, if you'd like to get a free coloring page of the drawing that you're seeing in this video, as well as many other resources for kids, then stick around to the end of this video and we'll tell you how. Okay, let's get back to it. In this story, there are a lot of sheep, 100 to be exact, and there's one shepherd. Now, this shepherd represents God, who the Bible calls the Good Shepherd, and we are the sheep. Sometimes, like this lost sheep, we wander away from God, and we begin to follow our own path and do our own things, even the things that God has asked us not to do, like lying, fighting, gossiping, and doing many other things that the Bible calls sin. And guess what? All of us have done it. But just like in this story, God cares for us so much that He would drop everything just to come and search for us until He could find us. So that means even if we've completely turned our backs on God, He hasn't given up on us. But if we've done all these things and made all these mistakes, how can He bring us back? Well, that's where Jesus comes in. Jesus came to the earth and He lived a perfect life in every way. He never did any of these wrong things that we've all done. After living this perfect life, He died for us, taking the punishment that we deserve for all the bad things that we've done. The Bible tells us clearly that the punishment for sin is death. That means even if we only told one lie in our whole lives, we deserve death. But Jesus died for us so that we don't have to. And because He did this, He can bring us back to His flock, and we no longer have to be this lost sheep. Did you know that sheep are really helpless animals? They need the daily care of a shepherd. Just like sheep, we're also helpless, and we need the daily care and guidance of God. For most of my life, I was like this lost sheep, and I didn't even know it. I grew up in a Christian family, and I went to church. I prayed a prayer to receive Jesus when I was about 4 years old, but it wasn't until much, much later that God showed me a problem in my life. And my problem was that I was a sheep that wanted to be the shepherd. Let me explain what I mean by that. I didn't want to follow God, but I wanted God to follow me. I wanted Him to do the things that I wanted to do, rather than doing the things that He wanted me to do. One day God showed me this problem, and it was that I was running my life, and that day I decided to give Him my life and to be brought back home. I decided I wasn't going to ask God to follow me anymore, but that I would follow Him. You know what's awesome? Is that Jesus ends the story by saying, when one lost sheep comes home, there's a huge party and rejoicing in heaven. That means that God is waiting with excitement for the day that each of us come back home to Him. How about you? Your story might be completely different than mine, or it might be very similar. We've all been made super special and different from one another. But are you ready to come home? Will you make God the shepherd of your life and give your life completely to Him? If you're ready to follow God, then He says that it's super simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Jesus promises us that life with Him is going to be hard, but it's going to be better than anything else we can ever find. And if you're ready to make that decision, then you can simply have that conversation with God. And if you make that with all of your heart and decide to give your life to Him, He promises that He'll bring you home. Thank you all so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I hope that you all enjoyed the story of the lost sheep. As promised, there's going to be a free coloring page available on our website, fruitsofspirit.com. Also, once again, if you enjoyed the content so far, please do consider subscribing to our channel. It really helps us a bunch and means a lot to us. Thank you so much.